Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. One time for the one time. Yeah. Back pounding on the concrete, big cheese. Let's go. Gotta make a motherfucker respect something. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, y'all bang the like button on y'all way in, man. You know, YouTube was tripping, man. They wouldn't let my videos. They had my videos running all day yesterday, man. I knew it was gonna mess my algorithm up, man. So y'all bang the like button, man. We gonna see what we can do today. Big Chase, turn up. Yeah, yeah. Hey, this that big boy drip. Watch the step, you might slip. Show a little steak of fuse. Hey, homie, I ain't the one, and I definitely ain't the two. I ain't the one, and I definitely ain't the two. I got some news you can use. Turn up. We about to rock out. I'm late. Nigga, sue me. I'm late, nigga. Fuck it, sue me. Who in the building, we all got turned up. I can't be here all day. I can't be here all day. Who in the building? Let me see what he likes in real quick. Let me see what he likes in real quick. How y'all feeling out there today? Four people ain't hit the like button. Cold part about it, they hit me screaming what a like said. Motherfucker hit me screaming what a like said, and they still ain't gonna niggas still just ain't gonna hit the like button, nah. In a real way, man. Who in the building? Who in the building? Let's turn this motherfucker up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Phil J508 in the building. DJ Cell, Burt from Walking, man. You can't be letting Phil come in here. You can't be letting Phil come in here, man, and Phil in third place, man. And nigga Phil say he on your heels, Burt. He said, alleged the Underground Railroad was a native indigenous past only known by natives. In a real way, we're going to figure it out today. If they didn't know, they're going to know today. Jay Cooley damn fool in here. You talking about, what up, niggas? I see where you I'm going to call Hashimi Basha on your ass, Jay Cooley. That's what I'm going to call on you. Courtney Milton in the building. Big Ark, I see you. Mr. J 20 Texas, Dead Game Boxing. Let's go. He said, what it do, fam? Straight out of Louisiana. You ain't finna tell no nigga from Louisiana they ain't no Indian. I'm sorry. You ain't telling nobody in Louisiana they ain't no Indian. I'm sorry. That's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. You ain't telling nobody in Texas they ain't no Indian. That's just not gonna happen. DBM on the track. I see you, family. 3 states below. I hear you. Yo, Tenore, what's up with it, sis? In the real way, EJ in the building. My nigga Eric Jenkins. One time for the one time. Demo 84. Let's go. Yo, Marquis Johnson, L Boogie, coming here swinging his skirt. Got a little ass under there too. Got a little ass. I might add. Kitty Conjo in the building. What's up with it, family? D McGee, I see you. Flamethrower, Ace Time. Girl, you ain't gonna follow that IG page, girl. I'm gonna have an attitude. Let me see your ass up in here again. Coming out of Elsick, home of the Yellowbone, Southwest Side, Mo City. Girl, you better go tap in. You understand me? I ain't trying to get a good look and get hooked. Y'all know them Elsie girls, they get married young. I don't want no trouble. When he got her a hard-working man, he drive trucks, y'all. He done moved out to Richmond. Over there on 59. I don't want no trouble. Oh, no, you know what? She probably on Richmond down Highway 6. Or is it on the Beltway? You take the Beltway over there by Cinco Ranch. You coming back by Cinco Ranch, huh? They got a little money. He just put her up. I don't want no trouble. Just go tap in on the IG page. Pamela in the building. I see you, original copy Indian in the building. One time for the one time. Tree said, oh, you up today, huh? Chad Murdoch in the building. Jay Newly Natural. You gonna go over there and holler at Cutting Jr. Get a pick with that natural. Omega Red in the building. Prince 213 45 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 in the building. Yeah. Chauncey Moore, Super Dad in the building, man. If I missed y'all, my bad. I gotta hurry up and get it to the bill, though. He say she out there Sam Houston exit. Now she ain't on the Sam Houston. I'm telling you, she back there by Cinco Ranch. She got a little money. Over there. They coming back there to Cinco Ranch while they got their traffic at. Don't worry about it. She said, glad you're feeling wonderful, Top Cat. Oh, man, you know, every day above ground is a good day. Every day above ground is a good day. Ain't nobody trying to take you to Starbucks and sit down and talk. I ain't trying to do all that. I know you got a big old rock on your finger. All right, family, we're going to turn up, man. We're going to go through a little news, man. We're going to let a few more people come in. So we're going to kick, she talking about, yep, see what I said? I don't want no trouble. That nigga bald head with a beard. That nigga got a good job, though. I don't want no trouble. All right, so we're going to talk a little shit and swallow spit. You know what I'm saying? The real talk shit, swallow spit, all right? The authentic. All right, so we're going to talk a little shit, swallow spit, man, and let a few more people roll in, you feel me? And, yeah, man, hey, y'all bang the like button, man. Don't just be looking at me out there. Bang the like button. You know what I'm saying? I could have came on here and freestyled on the mic, but I say, you know what? You niggas deserve it because I've been freestyling about 3 days in a row. All right? They put a bill together. All right, so COVID-19 vaccine will only work if trials include Black participants, experts say. Ain't that something? So the experts say COVID-19 vaccines will only work if trials include Black participants, experts say. The reason I hear African Americans will not participate are heartbreaking and disappointing. I have heard about the Tuskegee experiment a lot. All right, let's deal with it. Kathia Hodges has an erroneous task persuade Black people who have deep mistrust of experimental drugs and medical institutions to participate in clinical trials to help find a vaccine for deadly coronavirus. It is quite the paradox. African Americans have been disproportionately devastated by COVID-19, but they are inadequately represented in human study that would treat the disease that has claimed more than 116,000 lives in the United States. Although a quarter of those were Black, accordingly to a study called Color of Coronavirus by APM Research Lab, And that's why I do what I do, said Hodges. And let me tell y'all, they went and got a sister. They went and got a sister. I don't know how much we can call our sister if she out here goddamn trying to get us killed. If she out here trying to get us murdered. She say, and that's why I do what I do, said Hodges. An infinite clinical trials outside of Atlanta. Okay, yeah, they're really focusing in on our people down there in Atlanta. Keisha Downs, they got her working for that check. All right, she was front line doing the COVID, and she was real instrumental in this whole little BLM movement too. Right after that, right, she been getting a lot of airtime. Now, I don't know if y'all watched my other one when I told y'all what I showed where the money came from. They even got her in office, right? But anyway, we moving on. She said, and that's why I'm here. In this neighborhood that is predominantly African-American. African-American participation in the trials is critical, medical experts have said. Researchers and pharmacogenics, the science that studies how genetic factors affect reactions to drugs, stress the medicine could produce different results based on race and genetic, social science, economic, and environmental dynamics. Translation: a vaccine might not work if African Americans and African Americans do not participate in the clinical trial to create the drug. And so the power of persuasion ranks on Hodges' job. Listen to this, family. And so the power of persuasion. So y'all gonna persuade black folks to come out here, even though they say, listen, homie, we don't want that. Y'all been fucking over us and experimenting on us. Listen, homie, we don't want that. And now they done paid this sister, and she came out here willingly came out here to persuade, not ask you, not give you no good news, right? So persuade is really, you know what I mean, whether it's good or bad. And y'all know she probably only get paid by how many people she signed up. You see what I'm saying? And so check it out. And so the power of persuasion ranks high on Hodges' job. She has to overcome the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male, right? Notice that too, circle that, right? Because it said a vaccine might not work in African Americans, right? But then when we go back 40 years, we go back years ago, we get the syphilis Negro male experiment, right? And so we don't have no problem with one day in history a couple years ago. We classified as Negro, and then we come back up into this point in 2020, and now we classified as African American. But then they telling a story, but they talking about the same people, But all of a sudden, your name, classification, and nationality and status has changed in the story, and we don't have no problem with that. Don't worry about it, homie. I'm gonna make it clear. By the time I get out the mic today, we gonna have an understanding. We gonna have an understanding. You understand me? We'll get closer to what the fuck happened to us over here. All right, real simple. All right, y'all know, like I say, man, the ancestors sent me to make it clear. So when I get off the mic, homie, it's gonna be clear. We're gonna be close to understanding. When infected black men was solicited to be part of a 40-year study, 1932 to 72, to treat the disease with penicillin, and were offered free medical exams, free meals, and burial insurance. Same thing they did in Houston when Beyonce and her mama came out there, said they was gonna do a concert. Got everybody on Homestead, Tidwell, and our Wayside, niggas coming out of Vertiforest, Seed King, you understand me? City Gas, the Mountain, Cynic Wood, Shady Timbers. Motherfucker came out of Houston Guards. Motherfucker came out. They had everybody out there. And Beyonce ain't even show up. And you know what they was giving away for people to take the COVID test? They was giving away either French's fried chicken or you could get Burns barbecue. Ain't that something? And so they tell you right here, and they were offered free medical exam, free meals, and burial insurance, but they were not given the drug. Okay, they didn't even give them the penicillin. And 28 of the original 399 black men died of syphilis, 100 died of related complications. 40 of their wives were infected. 19 of their children were born with congenital syphilis. The dark past remains a hurdle to clear. The reason I hear African Americans will not participate in heartbreaking and disappointment. The reason I hear African Americans will not participate in heartbreaking and disappointment. So African Americans are disappointed by a Negro test that took place. But we talking about the same people, just different classifications. So we want to find out today, family, what happened? How did the classifications change? I'm one under the impression that if you was an African when you got here, you would have been an African all through history. It'd be no need for your nationality, your status, or your name to change. You are who you are at the end of the day. But the fact is that you didn't become an African American. You didn't become African until the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That I think we need to have this conversation. I think we really need to have this conversation then. All right, let's get off of this. That's enough of that. I ain't even really come here to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But we just warmed it up. We just had to warm the build up. We just had to warm the build up. You know what I mean? I wanted to point that out. I thought that was very interesting. So Eagle 99 in the building. I see you, Khadija stepped in, Raptor stepped in. And nigga, you spelled subscribe wrong, nigga. You must got that good weed over there. Cut Junior in the building, woke sister, I see you. Coming in here with the cute face. Coming in with the cute face. 8A Sports Talk in the building, Carl in the building, I see you, Carl L. One time for the one time. Yeah, hey, let's get the likes up, family. Hold on, let me go out and refresh it. Hey, let's get the likes up, family. We 10 behind. Let's get the likes up. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And you know, we had a good ratio, so it must be all you new niggas I just named that just came in here. All right, UN Human Rights Council to turn attention on systematic racism in the United States. Okay, when President Trump announced 2 years ago that the United States will withdraw from the UN Human Rights Council, the White House said that the decision did not mean that the country will retreat from its stance on human rights, a cause the administration accused of council of betraying. Our commitment does not allow us to remain part of a hypocritical and self-serving organization that makes a mockery of human rights. Nikki Haley of the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations said on the top of the UN rights body. Now, amid mass police accountability protests across the United States, UNHRC is set to turn its attention to America. The body will hold a rare, urgent debate. Okay, what the fuck is you debating, nigga? What the fuck is you debating? On human rights in the United States and African countries, or circulating a draft resolution calling for a high-level investigation into U.S. racism and police violence. Okay, ain't that something, right? When they come out here and speak on what's taking place over here in America, huh? And in history, they'll tell you it's been 400 plus years, right? And if you really know anything about the story that took place in a slave trade that happened in Africa, right? You will understand that the same thing took place over there. It's the same thing took place over here. It went in different situations though. But the once the Moors came over there and hijacked the trade, right? Hijacked the trade that was dealing. The first place they went into was Ghana, then it was Mali, then it was Shanghai. Okay, the Moors went over there and did that. Then later, after the tribes were warned, the warring tribes, the enemies of the tribe, the winner would sell them into slavery to the Moors, right? The Moors start enslaving the white folks. That's where you get your chattel slavery from, right? Through the Christian and Islam wars. They brought them to the shores over here. First slaves over here was white people. Look up European slavery. Real simple, easy task, man. I don't want to go through that. It's a lot of bills on YouTube, man. You could go and watch those, right? Well, no need to go in there. You go into the Virginias, you go into the colonies, you see a mass European expansion by them dropping off a lot of they sick, they poor, they killers, dealers. You understand me? And they dropped them off over here in the States, right? To work for the ports and to build the colonies, the little area that they did have, right? And so that's the history on that, right? Now let's deal with this right here. So it's ironic that African nation, 54 African nations, right? The same people who are being funded by Europe, right? By these European societies. All these niggas owe these niggas money, right? But I'm gonna tell you something, homie. I'm finna get out of here. Like I said, Trump already came out and 2 years ago said he ain't fucking with them niggas. because they bias, and it's really a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme going on, right? And I just want to tell you, it ain't no coincidence that these niggas say that they want to debate the racism, police brutality that's taking place over here days after Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats wear kente clouts as they take the Tim Tebow knee on you niggas ass live on television in Capitol Hill. Okay? I just find it real ironic that days after Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats take a Tim Tebow knee on you niggas ass live with kente clouts on. All right. We'll get into that another day, man. I just wanted to warm this shit up, man. How y'all feeling out there? We about to turn up and go and we about to go into the bill. No more in the building. What's up with it? He say turn up H-Town in the rear way. Islam. Positive side of dark. I see you. Copper colored people in the building. Why not in the building? Baby said, hey, you want some head? That nigga said, why not? You know what I'm saying? You know what? Why not? You know what I mean? Shit. Why not? I'll take a shot of head. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a shot of head on the rocks. Black Indians in the United States, right? Okay, let's just talk about this, right? Let's just talk about this. Now I know we on, I know how we feel about this black word, right? Because ain't nobody named black, because everybody on this motherfucking planet had a mommy and daddy, right? And they came from somewhere on this planet. They came from a landmass, a specific landmass. And being what landmass you came from is what your nation is at. And where your nation is at is where your nationality is at. Okay? That's your blood right, your birthright. Okay? And can't nobody take it away. But and they like to say, well, we all went through the transatlantic slave trade and we got brought over here from Africa, right? Now, when we get to looking around Africa and shit, right? And we get to looking at the people that got misplaced through the transatlantic slave trade, everybody still has a name and are attached to a landmass, except our story, right? Except our story. Now, we just read where it took us from Negroes down to the Negro Syphilis experiment. Now it's the African-American COVID-19 experiment. You see how they work? Same people, right? Black Indians are Native American people defined as Native Americans due to being affiliated with Native American communities and being culturally Native American. Okay, the Native American word didn't come to the 70s. So we go, you know what I'm saying? Bob and weave and use your elbows on these hoes, okay? Who also have significant African American heritage. Okay, so you got three different things. You got Black Indian, who are Native American people, who are affiliated with Native American communities, being culturally Native American, who also have significant African American heritage. Okay, y'all see, y'all just listen to him. Okay, nigga tell you everything but what he needs to be telling you. Don't worry about it. I'm finna make it clear. Many indigenous people of the eastern woodlands, such as the Narragansett, the Peacock, the Wampanoag, the Shinnecock, as well as the other nations historically from the southeast, such as Choctaw, Creek, Cherokee, have a significant degree of African and often European ancestry as well. Okay. And so when I tell y'all about the five civilized tribes, and I tell you it's not a question about that's not a conversation on these mongoloids, right? I always tell y'all, homie, that when you talking about these different tribes like this here, these are especially the ones in the southeast, then you're talking about a mulatto conversation. You're talking about white people mixing in with your ass, all right? Just like they just told you right here, motherfuckers have a high degree of African and European ancestry. Okay, now let's just deal with the African part, right? What they telling you is, nigga, these were black and white folks, all right? That's what happened. This shit out my way. Let's get in the bill, goddamn. Bang the like button, man. Make sure the goddamn likes up out there. Make sure the likes up out there, goddamn. Appreciate that love. EJ and the Cash App, goddamn. Y'all niggas don't forget about my goddamn Cash App or the super chat button do work, goddamn. All right, so we're gonna come over here, right? Now, I just want to point out a few things. Maybe we're gonna run through this bill. Ain't gonna keep y'all all day, right? Now, I don't know if y'all familiar with the, let's get a little familiar with it then. I'm gonna come over here first, right? So we're gonna deal with we're gonna deal with Seminoles right now. Now I'm finna show you one way, right? Because I always tell people, man, you have to show a person where they at in the story before you can start breaking down the history to them, right? Show them where they at in the story. You have to give somebody something that they can relate to. It has to relate to. I have to see myself in the story if I'm gonna gain any type of power from this shit, right? I have to see myself in the story. A motherfucker not finna fight for something that they don't feel like is theirs, right? So you have to have a attachment to it. And through religion, right? That shit is what separated a lot of us in our heart from this goddamn land, nigga, and from the loyalty of our people, right? Okay, now we're gonna go down to what they call the Seminole Wars, or they'll call the Gullah Wars, right? I'm gonna take y'all through there real quick. Because a lot of people running around here saying that the Gullah people are African people, right? Some of the crazy shit you can hear. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker tell you that, you just understand that they don't know American history, okay? These niggas done read social studies books, okay, and feel like they got the answers, all right? Now, what Pac say? I reject your deposit. Shook Dre punk ass, and now he out of the closet, okay? I reject your deposit. Shook John D. Rockefeller fake ass 1904 repository school, nigga, and now we out of the closet, okay? And so the Gullah Wars, people that ended up on the Gullah were people that came out of Tuscarora Wars, the Yamasees Wars, and the Wars of the Carolinas, okay? These were people who came out of these wars and relocated, all right? And so you had the Cherokee who would go north, who would go in the East Tennessee, back over the hills. They would go down into the Georgia. You had the Yamasees up in Lower who would go down into the Carolinas, hide out on the islands, and they would later be known as the Gullah people, right? And then you'll have them going down into Florida. You'll have them going down into Georgia. You'll have them going down into Alabama, all right? And then we're going to deal with this situation, right? Now we get here to the Seminole Wars and shit, right? And the Seminole removal began April of 1836 when a party of 408 Seminoles under Halota left Tampa Bay en route to west. They traveled. Now I want to say this here too about the Seminoles. The Seminoles wasn't a bloodline. Okay, I want y'all to understand this here. You do have mixed parties taking place with the Seminoles. The Seminoles was not a bloodline. All right, it was not a bloodline. These were motherfuckers who banded together. They were not a bloodline. These were people who, after the wars, have lost their land. So now they have lost their classification under the U.S. Government. So to the U.S., they have lost their land or the rights to have their land. Right now, I told y'all in 1783, George Washington, 1783, the United States ended up passing the law that severed Indian title. Okay, Indian title, meaning no one can own land if they didn't get it from the United States. Okay, it'll be null and void unless you dealt directly with the United States. And this was a direct action that came from the 1779 Sullivan experience after the Revolutionary War. After the war against the Seneca tribe, right, and the Iroquois. All right, now we're gonna come down here. Hope to mediate a peace to meet the economy of the leaders, much as to the Cherokee charging. They were held as hostages to try to force others to surrender. Co-Hadajo removal party number 204 primary women and children, but include 48 slaves, 13 free blacks. Circle that free black. Whenever you hear something about a free black or a freedman or a free person of color, this is a person who no longer have a home, right? This once was an Indian who no longer have a home. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it. We'll go through it. The same way that the Seneca tribe, I told y'all in 1779, they was destroyed. They lost the battle, and then they come back in 1819 and start buying land in that area. In 1825, they built a city called Seneca Village in New York, which went down in history now. In history is called Free People of Color. Okay, and so that's how you lose your nationality after the wars. Now we're gonna walk through it. Because the army was having little luck in forcing and persuading Seminoles to remove in the fall of 1840, the government sent a delegation of Seminoles who had removed to Indian territory back to Florida, led by Captain John Page. The delegation of the No Coast Yahola and 12 other Seminoles, Tony and Primus, their black interpreters, arrived at Tampa Bay in early November. Page was, hold on, let me run that back, right? It says their black interpreters arrived in Tampa Bay. How in the fuck a nigga from Africa running around here interpreting? When we go through history, it is so many. Damn near everybody that was interpreters for the U.S. was black. I tell y'all a lot of time, homie, it becomes a case of not of a case of who they told you that Indians were, whether you gonna call them the plain Indians or Mongoloids, okay? Or these people, these Native American people on these reservations. These are not the, listen, homie, that were black and you niggas were interpreting. How the hell did you niggas know the language? And in history at this same time, they will tell you that you couldn't read or write, okay? You're not coming from no other country and you gonna scout, okay? You're not coming from Africa and you running around here scouting in the U.S. and being an interpreter. This ain't no one single case or nothing like that. So for the Seminoles, they were black interpreters. And listen, homie, they'll tell you on the Trail of Tears, nigga, they were the interpreters. In the 1860s, when they got down to Texas and the Seminole Scouts went down into Mexico, when they ended up signing the agreement with the U.S. to fight off the plain Indians, homie, guess what they would do? They were signed up. Guess why the U.S. signed them up? To be scouts and interpreters. Don't worry about it. We finna walk through this shit. We finna walk through it, right? Indians frequently befriended blacks, okay? Especially fugitive slaves. Especially fugitive slaves, all right? In the late 18th century, a black fugitive, right? Whenever they take your nationality off of it, homie, you know this is a result of your people and them losing land, and as they had they land got ceded, they lost their nationality and titles and sovereignty to that part of the land. Okay, and so now they're called black, Negro, color, all of this type of shit, right? We'll walk through it. Don't worry about it. I got proof. I got receipts. A black fugitive, Betty, encountered the Indians of the Agawam, Connecticut, who sympathized with her and sheltered her. Okay. Indians frequently befriended blacks, especially fugitive slaves. Circle that, especially fugitive slaves. Because I just told y'all how the hell they're fugitive, right? This ain't no nigga ain't running away from the plantation, okay? Nigga was captured in war and you know what I'm saying? And now they're a fugitive, okay? They got away that way. If you a goddamn slave coming from another country, you don't know where the hell to run. After the June 9th, after Juneteenth in Texas, when they had freed the slaves, the slaves said they didn't know where to go. They ain't go nowhere. They stayed on the land because they ain't know where to go. Okay? These motherfuckers was getting up leaving. In the 18th century, a black fugitive Betty encountered the Indians of Agawam, Connecticut, who sympathized with and sheltered her because they themselves had been slaves. Hold on, let me do something real quick. I want to share my screen real quick. Man, I hate I came on late, family. Bang the like button, bang the cash app. I can't see the chat right now. Double salute to anybody if they just came in, anybody new came in the building. Let me share my screen. I don't want y'all to think I'm putting words in nobody's mouth. Let me show you something. Indians frequently befriended blacks, especially fugitive slaves. In the late 18th century, a black fugitive Betty encountered the Indians of Agawam, Connecticut, who sympathized with her and sheltered her. Why? Because they themselves had been slaves. Okay? Indians sheltered her, sympathized and sheltered her because they themselves had been slaves. Okay? They themselves had been slaves. These all black folks. Don't worry about it. We finna get into it. 1834 account tells a black fugitive who escaped from his master in Arkansas River and wandered on the prairies until an Indian hunting party found him. He said afterwards he was taken in 10 days with those Indians without anything to eat, save some plums, berries. But since he had been living among them, they had treated him well and had given him corn, melons, buffalo meat to eat. He appeared very well satisfied in his situation, requiring of him nothing but to graze their horses. Okay. Edmore Randall spoke on the Underground Railroad conducted by Indians on Martha's Vineyard. I told them that I thought the sheriff was after me, whereupon Indians told me where to go. Okay? And so right here in 58, Edinburgh Randall spoke about the Underground Railroad, right? Which he escaped, which was conducted by Indians. These were Indians, and some of them were former slaves themselves. All right, let me hurry up because I got to get through this, right? I got to get through this, right? So I want to show y'all something. Let me share my screen. Let me show y'all something real quick. I want to share my screen. All right, the purpose of this study is to examine and compare the practices of enslaving Indians in colonial Virginia and South Carolina. Virginia and South Carolina were colonized at different times under different circumstances and for different reasons. Both colonies, however, became increasingly dependent on slave labor. The paper attempts to answer how Indians were affected by the pinch. Each colony was examined separately before a comparison of conclusion was drawn. The process by which Indian slavery gained legal sanction in Virginia, okay? Indian slavery gained legal sanction in Virginia was a long one. In general, Indians followed the same evolutionary path to slavery as blacks, right? Now we know blacks is just a motherfucker who didn't have any rights to the land at that time. Most Indians were enslaved through capture and war, okay? Most Indians were enslaved through capture and war as a punishment for a crime in trade with other colonists or as a result of a corrupt hostage system. Now, I always tell y'all, homie, that the motherfucking slavery that they started talking about that was taking place over here, nigga, didn't come from white folks. It came from niggas, Indian tribes that were getting into it with other Indian tribes, right? Which their relationships with different European countries, whether it been the Dutch, the French, where it been the British, you understand me? These people were given weapons, and these people, and if your tribe didn't have a weapon, nigga, they would run down on them and they would capture them. And after the war, the Europeans started telling them, specifically the British in certain cases, started telling them what you gonna do with them, the people that you captured. And so the people that they captured in Indian law through slavery, your ass get captured, you're a POW, then you would have to work off of debt. Some they killed, some they couldn't use because they was weak. But if they were stand-up dudes, they would use them as an asset, and they would later become a member of the tribe, right? Now the Europeans seen this and say, damn, man, you got them niggas, man, let me bomb from you. Okay? Each colony was examined separately before a comparison and conclusion was drawn. The process by which Indian slavery gained legal sanction in Virginia was long. In general, Indians followed the same evolutionary slavery. Most Indians were enslaved through capture and war, punishment, and crime. All right? In the South Carolina, Indian slavery gained legal status shortly after colonization began and retained that status much longer than in Virginia. Indians were enslaved as a result of wars between colonists and Indians as the result of wars between two or more Indian tribes. Okay? So I'm sitting here, I'm telling you niggas, and how motherfuckers became slaves, nigga. You niggas became slaves. You niggas became slaves because you were fighting each other. Motherfucker come out here and compare you to the Native American. Why when you in these places? You niggas in blue, black ass, South Carolina, North Carolina, all these goddamn places all through the South. Okay? You go through the South, you don't see nothing but you niggas. And you let a motherfucker tell you a story about the Indians. You hear Indians and all this here, you don't even see yourself in the story. But when you look around these motherfuckers, ain't nobody there but your ass. In South Carolina, Indian slavery gained legal status shortly after colonization began and retained the status much longer than in Virginia. Indians were enslaved as a result of wars between colonists and Indians, and as a result of the wars between two or more Indian tribes, homie. An extensive trade network from the Atlantic coast to the Mississippi River and from North Carolina to Florida also became profitable way to enslave Indians. Nigga, not Africans, okay? We said nothing about no Africans. Why you niggas trying to get off a boat? We ain't said nothing about Africans, nigga. This was war between this, nigga. This was shit that you niggas couldn't get, you niggas had going on with each other, all right? This shit that you niggas had going on with each other. More Indians were enslaved in South Carolina than in Virginia, and Indian slavery played a more central role in the lives of colonists there. Listen, the South Carolina Wars was stupid. Them niggas were getting busy. Them niggas was active. And I always equate it to gang life, homie. Y'all know. Now, when you get in this situation, homie, where you got a neighborhood, like my neighborhood on my side of town, nigga, we ain't have no allies. Our only ally was Fifth Ward, and they was on the north side. You feel me? We out there on the east, nigga. We on the island in the east. And then we ain't nothing but a half a block street. But everybody, every neighborhood around us, nigga, we war with them at the same time. At the same time. We was getting busy with everybody that surrounded us, nigga. We was on the island. Our only ally was Fifth Ward. And in South Carolina, this is the same thing that happened, right? Both colonies eventually abandoned Indian slavery for the same reasons. Indians made poor slaves. They failed to offer sufficient supply. They caused alarm by inciting slave insurrections, okay? You couldn't even do nothing with these niggas, all right? They couldn't even do nothing with you niggas. They say, you know what, fuck this shit. Nigga and that bitch trying to go to sleep, nigga, heads get to rolling, all right? Nigga wake up, nigga, these niggas then broke in the house. You niggas ain't changed a bit. They couldn't even handle you niggas ass, right? And so that's why the laws and shit in South Carolina kept changing when we go through the history and we get to speaking about that, right? It got to a point, nigga, to where the Cherokee, they had to get legislation passed for the Cherokee, nigga, because it was so many Indians tribes going to enslave the Cherokees. The Cherokees was dangerous back then, homie. Them niggas were dangerous. Them niggas were dangerous. Shout out to the Catawba tribe, right? That's where you get your Clemson Tigers. Your college Clemson Tigers. That's where you get them from. That's the Catawba tribe, nigga. You can go on their website, nigga, pull up Clemson, nigga, University, and watch them tell you about the wild Indians, nigga, the Catawba Indians. All right? An extortion trade network from the Atlantic coast to the Mississippi, okay? But the colonies eventually abandoned Indian slavery for the same reasons. Indians made poor slaves. Shout out to the Stono Rebellion Wars, okay? They failed to offer sufficient supply. They caused alarm by inciting slave insurrections. They could not be marketed elsewhere, okay? And they were feared for their retaliation capabilities, okay? You niggas was retaliating. Ain't nobody want to put up with that shit. They didn't want to put up with that shit. All right? They couldn't even go sell these niggas. Ain't nobody even want to buy them. They say, what them niggas for? Oh, nah, I ain't fucking with them niggas. Nah, nigga, don't nigga, don't even worry about it, nigga. Don't even worry about it. Certified danger. In South Carolina, more Indians were enslaved in South Carolina than in okay, we just read that. We just read that. Indian slavery in both colonies never became general practice. Indians were enslaved, and as a punishment for their savagery, Indian slavery resulted from conflict amongst white men in Virginia and South Carolina. Opposing groups of colonists vented their anger with each other on the Indians. Indian slavery was one method employed to safeguard English civility in both Virginia and South Carolina. Let's swing over here. Let me check on y'all real quick. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? I hope I ain't boring y'all. Appreciate that love, Bert. He said, thank you for the info in a real way, goddamn. I'm glad to see somebody appreciate me. You understand me? You can't go get this nowhere else. Homie. I mean, I'm not gonna go sit here and act like I don't know that a motherfucker can't go. I'm not gonna even sit here and act like I don't know. I'm not even about to sit here and be humble about this shit. You understand me? Cause I know you can't go get this nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better goddamn support. You understand me in a real way. Appreciate that love, Bert. Goddamn, you don't get too many compliments around here. What that nigga told that nigga on life, that nigga say, man, I appreciate you going through all of this here for my cornbread. You don't really get too many you don't really get too many thumbs up around this motherfucker. Goddamn, bang the like button if y'all haven't. Xavier Moses in the building, he say nothing but knowledge. Home of the Brave say goes in on the use of the fiat money in the U.S. and how the Fed's involved in monetary system straight. She say keep flowing with it. Pam say keep flowing with it in a real way. Sister Betty, what's up with it, Sister Betty? Sister Betty and them going to go march on Washington. I think it's July the 4th. Man. They over there doing big thing, real thing, man, pushing the community forward. Hey, you got all our best wishes over here, Sister Betty. Y'all keep marching, goddamn. We gotta make this shit clear. You understand me? And you got it's a beginning, middle, and the end of everything, goddamn. In a real way. All right, let's come over here. All right, so we didn't went through. Hold on. All right, now let me. I'm gonna go real quick on this here, just in case that wasn't clear enough what happened and how slavery in America happened, right? How you niggas became slave. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we went slave." Nigga, your ass got handled by a nigga that looked like you. All right. Just as you see gang banging going on today, nigga pull up on the set, nigga. If we got more niggas than y'all, and we done went around the corner, y'all hanging out and shit, y'all hustling and shit, nigga. We gonna push up on y'all and tell y'all, nigga, what set y'all banging, nigga? Y'all with us now. You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna jump out and beat the shit out you niggas if y'all ain't talking about getting down. Nigga talking about, nah, we cool. We just think we gonna do our own thing, nigga. And then we just come out there and shoot your shit up, nigga, and beat the shit out you every time we see you, nigga. And you gotta walk home from school or have your mama come get you. You gotta walk the long way home, nigga, because we gonna check that shit, nigga, until you start riding with us, nigga. That's wild Indian shit. You niggas ain't changed. I keep telling you, you are your ancestors. What makes you think you gonna be different from your goddamn ancestors? It don't work like that, nigga. This real life, all right? This real life, nigga. You are your ancestors. You act just like them damn fool, nigga. They just told you they couldn't even sell them niggas ass in South Carolina. Nigga said, I'm not fucking with them niggas. Nigga, I got a wife and kids to look after, nigga. Fuck out of here. All right, you better let them niggas go. and those are the people that came out to Carolina, this nigga, and end up you had the Stono Wars and shit, 1711, 1713, nigga, which a lot of motherfuckers died, right? You had a lot of motherfuckers gained up, and 1 minute they'll fuck with the white boy, then the next minute they was banging against them. You know what I'm saying? Then you had the Yamasee Wars and all of that. Niggas started getting their guns and shit. Went after the Cherokee and shit. Cherokee end up switching sides and siding with the white boy. It was the point when all you niggas was together though, and they down there ran the colonists about that bitch. Then the Cherokee went over there and a couple of you other niggas. You know what I'm saying? But let's go over here real quick because I don't want to be here long. All right, Native Americans were captured and sold others into slavery to Europeans, while others were captured by Europeans and sold into slavery. As a small number of tribes in the late 18th and 19th centuries adopted the practice of holding slaves as chattel property and held increasing numbers of African American slaves. Notice they got that African Americans. They talking about African Americans. Why they talking about something that happened in the 1800s? Okay. So they telling you right there who the fucking African American is, okay? If they come and tell you Native American slaves were captured and sold others into slavery. Native Americans captured and sold others into slavery. Nigga, the others mean other Native Americans. And they sold them to Europeans. While others were captured by Europeans and sold into slavery. A small number of tribes in the late 18th and 19th centuries adopted the practice of holding slaves as chattel property and held increasing numbers of African American slaves. Nigga, they telling you in the same motherfucking breath Okay, that the African American was the motherfucking Indian who got enslaved by the other Indians, nigga, through the wars, right? Pre-contact forms of slavery were generally distinct from the form of chattel slavery. Listen, pre-contact form, right? They're talking about pre-contact of the European forms of slavery were generally distinct from the form of chattel slavery developed by Europeans in North America during the colonial period. And we finna walk through that shit. When did that time come? Okay, when did these tribes start using this chattel slavery shit, nigga? And or adopting this form of slavery from the white boy? Listen, homie, best that ever did it and got away with it, nigga. I know you can't get this nowhere else because you would have been had it. I just showed up, nigga. I'm finna give it to you, though. We finna walk it down. I'm finna tell you the date, who did it, nigga, why they did it, nigga. And it was a business transaction. We finna break this shit down. European influence greatly changed slavery used by Native Americans, right? Now, Native American groups often enslaved war captives. Native American groups often enslaved war captives, who they primarily used for small-scale labor. Others, however, would stake themselves in gambling situations when they had nothing else, which would put them into servitude for a short time, or in some cases for life. Captives were also sometimes tortured, were sometimes tortured. All right. And so this is what I'm telling you, homie. This is what I'm telling you. This shit here, when niggas became slaves here, or you got captured and you end up losing your land and all this type of shit, it became from a result of a war from a nigga look like you. They call it black on black crime today, nigga, in America. All right? No motherfucking white boy. White boy had to check in when he got here, nigga. He had to check in. It was you niggas killed each other, all right? It was you niggas killed each other. All right, where we at, goddamn? Where we at? All right, let's walk this shit down. Both freedom seekers fleeing slavery in the South and the Native Americans who assisted them in the Midwest came from oral cultures, scholars, and slave literature. Hold on. That ain't what I wanted. That's not what I wanted right now. That ain't even what I wanted right now. Let me get that out of my way. Damn. Now I gotta go get that. All right, let's run through this real quick. First, okay, the Seekers fleeing slavery in the South and the Native Americans who assisted them in the Midwest came from oral cultures. Scholars of slave literature estimated that only 5 to 10% of those in bondage could read or write, although the percentage might have been slightly higher among those who made their way to freedom. A small minority of freedom seekers achieved literacy. Indians across the Midwest who live primarily in oral cultures, okay? Primarily in oral cultures. And that was another thing that fucked us off, because a lot of our shit wrote down, it was oral culture, okay? And so that's how they could come out here and goddamn assassinate you with a pen, all right? A lot of our shit was oral culture, homie, pre-Civil War, all right? Scholars have noted that oral histories were central to indigenous society, making use of devices and reflected in storytelling. As a result, both freedom seekers of Native Americans left a limited written record of their interaction. Okay, I want to bring that out to show y'all. That's why a lot of our shit, that's how it's easy for a nigga to come put these titles on you. Okay, a lot of our shit was oral record. You understand me? That's why you look a man in the motherfucking eye, nigga, when you talk to him. Okay, motherfucker say my word is my bond. Okay. The War 18, okay, in the Midwest in the late 19th and early 20th century, the start clock with white settlement ignoring Native American contributions generally, and particularly those of the War of 1812. In fact, most of the county history makes it seem that Native Americans disappeared from the lower Midwest by the end of the War of 1812, okay? I always tell y'all what was significant after the War of 1812, which led, we end up getting a battle of Horseshoe Bend. Then we'll get over to the 1815 war. After that, nigga, you really could throw your hands up, nigga, and say, it's over with, right? It's over with. They got us. After 1815, nigga, we had inflicted so much damage on each other from self-hatred. From self-hatred, we had inflicted so much that it was so detrimental to us that after 1815, nigga, we done seen so much motherfucking killing. We done seen so much motherfucking villages burning. Nigga, our souls was hurt, nigga. And that's why you walk around with that motherfucking pain in your ass today, nigga. That's where it come from. That's where it come from. By 1815, nigga, we just threw our motherfucker. We could have threw our hands up, nigga. Shit they got spiraled so out of motherfucking control, nigga, damn near with no coming back from it. With no coming back from it. In fact, the county history is saying Native American disappeared in the lower Midwest by the end of the war, 1812. The population showed that Native Americans are largely excluded from later history. When the Underground Railroad is mentioned, it consists of white settlers aiding anonymous free seekers. Is a post-settlement phenomenon of 1840 to 50. This reflects the massive project of a result in spite of absence of Native American history on the Underground Railroad. A scattered document record exists demonstrate that the freedom seekers received significant assistance from Indians in the Underground Railroad. There are at least 5 major evidences of interaction. The first evidence, let's go through this here. The Michigan Road, a major thoroughfare of freedom seekers made their way through central Indiana, ran through past dozen Powhatan villages were north of Wabash. The Hud's Trace and Skeeto Trail ran through past Ottawa and Waterknot reserves, respectively, in northwestern Ohio. Another major trail ran through Shawnee villages in western Ohio before reaching Ottawa villages in Lower Torretown and Chief Kinjo's village in the Muwami River. From about 1800 to 1843, a maroon community of all sorts existed at Negro Town in the heart of Waterknot Grand Reserve and Sandusky River. It was people by runaway slaves from Kentucky or Western Virginia who had followed the Skeeto Trail northland. Let me tell you something, nigga. Ain't no motherfucker. What Bird at? Bird, what you say, Bird? Bird said, goddamn nigga, I say that it was motherfucking indigenous trail used by indigenous people. All right? So why they don't tell you this shit in history, homie? All of these motherfucking places in these trails that was used, nigga, was motherfucking indigenous trails, nigga. All of the places where the hot spots where the Underground Railroad was, nigga, you running through Indian community. You are coming through Indian community using Indian trails, nigga. Getting the thumbs up from Indian chiefs, nigga. Hud's Trace. Skeeto Trails. Ran through Ottawa and the Waterknot reserves. Huh? You in the northwestern Ohio, nigga. You out there in Ohio, goddamn. All right? Another major trail ran through Shawnee villages in western Ohio, okay? Before reaching the Ottawa villages at the Lower Ottawa Town, nigga. Chief Kinjo village on the Muwami River and shit. Fuck is wrong with niggas? Underground Railroad. That's why I tell you that Pan-African history, homie, it just give you one thing and it just skip over. It don't give you no details. You ain't got no details. You ain't got shit. They just tell you, nigga, put you on the boat and brought you over here. They don't tell you what European nation brought you. As if to say that all of them niggas was together. You know what I'm saying? What type of shit is going on? Appreciate that love, Ricky Sound, you legendary top cat, respect king. Appreciate the history lesson in the real way. In the real way. Appreciate that love, family. You know you don't get too many compliments or support around here. I don't get too much support around here, goddamn. I'm not gonna act humble about it neither. You understand me? I'm not gonna sit back and make a motherfucker think it's okay not to support the real. Okay, you can't go get this nowhere else. Okay, you can't get it nowhere else. We'll go to Josiah Henson, right? Narrative traces family escape from Kentucky to Upper Canada. Okay, contemporary Ontario in 1830, eventually taking them up Hull's Trace through the heart of Indian County in northwestern Ohio. That they were assisted by Native Americans, the Wabanot, who fed them, bountiful them, and gave them comfortable wigwams to sleep in for the night. The next day, the Indian companions accompanied them along the route of a considerable distance before finally pointing them towards the port of Sandusky on Lake Erie, nigga. Okay? On Lake Erie, nigga. And it's coming out of slave narratives, what they'll call slave narratives, okay? What they'll call slave narratives. Why we don't never get this in history? Why when they breaking this shit here down, they don't talk about it? Cuz Junior say you can go from Cincinnati, Ohio River, all the way to Lake Erie and the Canadian border. All facts. All right? All facts. He said they pointed them out to Port of Sandusky on Lake Erie, where they could take a vessel across to Upper Canada. All right. Then you had Jermaine Lugan in his enslaved narrative. He traced his escape with John Farney from Tennessee to Upper Canada in 1835 by way of central Indiana, north of the Wabash. They were aided by a number of Potawatomi. Hey, look, I can't say that goddamn name for shit. But I got my homegirl. This is who her family was, right? This is who her family was, and she gonna come on here and break some of the history down about the Potawatomi goddamn villages, right? I mean, Indians, right? That's who she is. You look at her, little motherfucker, beautiful, goddamn. But Potawatomi villages receiving food, shelter, and direction from their Indian host upon reaching Michigan territory, and that's where she from. She from Michigan. They turned eastward and crossed into Upper Canada. Both Henson and Lugan later achieved literacy and became well-known abolitionists. All right. Then you got oral. Hold on, we finna walk this shit down. So you had Ottawa oral tradition in Western Michigan, helping freedom seekers to reach Upper Canada and pass down through 3 generations of Mickasaw Bay family, before it was finally recorded in the print Ottawa storytelling Bill Dunlap in the book The Indians in the Hungry Hollow. The oral tradition recounts the episode of the 1830s that involved a group of freedom seekers who had gathered all black-skinned villages on the Grand River. Ottawa leaders, fearful of the runaways, would be overtaken and captured by slave catchers. And understand that slave catchers was you niggas, okay? Slave catchers was other Indian tribes, nigga. They had to pass legislation, nigga, in the Carolinas to get, because the Cherokee was being enslaved so much by the Catawbas, nigga, the Tuscarora, who else was on their ass down there, man? And they was enslaving the shit out of them Cherokee. They had to pass a law, nigga, because they stopped fucking with them niggas in North Carolina. They said they was gonna cut the business off if them niggas didn't slow that shit down there, nigga. Because they brothers and sisters and family members, nigga, was getting slaved at an alarming rate, nigga, through slave catchers. The slave catchers was Indians, all right? That's why they was the scouts and the interpreters, nigga. That's why I started this bitch out showing you who in history where the blacks were interpreters and scouts, nigga. Don't worry about it. We finna walk this shit down. I ain't done, nigga. All right? And so they would be captured by slave catchers, and sensing that sending them to Detroit was unsafe at the time. Arranged for Ottawa men to accompany them to the overland of the Straits of the Mackinac, where they were handed off to friendly Ojibwa that later took them across the canoe to Michigan Upper Peninsula, and then accompanied them overland, crossing into Upper Canada by the way of Nebish Island. Oral history interviews with Native American descendants in the Midwest have also proven useful in establishing elements of the African American Native American interaction. Okay, and there they go with that shit, right? But it was black folks helping black folks. Okay, these were black Indians. I'm gonna bring my homegirl on here, and she gonna talk about it. She finna start helping me teach some of this shit. We need more female teachers in this shit. All right. And she got a passion for this shit. What's up, D. Pre? I see you, family. He said, I don't see how Americans is home to the Moors. How is America Morocco? They say they from Canada. Well, well, America was never Morocco. Morocco, after the U.S. became a nation, Morocco, at that time, they had a bad reputation, nigga, of robbing, jacking. A lot of niggas weren't fucking with them, right? And they were trying to rebuild they trust up and shit, and so they took America, which the U.S., which were at that time new people, and they allowed them to dock at their ports and come over there and hustle. So they were the first one to recognize them as a nation, and that's why the U.S. And the Morocco relationship happened, right? And then you get that through the peace and the friendship treaty of 1787. You know what I'm saying? So America went Morocco. Now you had some places over here. You know what I'm saying? But America wasn't Morocco. That was through the peace and friendship treaty, nigga. That was a trade treaty that took place. G5 Gabe, what's up with it? Family True King in the building. Y'all bang the like button, bang the cash out, goddamn nigga. Let me we're gonna get through this shit. We ain't gonna be here all day, goddamn. Appreciate that love. Appreciate that love, family, in the real way. Hey, 213, you ain't tell me that them goddamn teacher was out here making all that goddamn money, nigga. I talked to teacher. I ain't gonna say you know what I'm talking about. I talked to teacher, and teacher out here making that bag. You ain't tell me that they was throwing that bag. I'm thinking about going back and get my teaching degree, 213. I'm thinking about going and get my teaching degree. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I didn't know they were making that bag over there. You know what? I'm gonna send you a picture. I had sent it to Be Busy. But hey, fine, okay. Let me see. Where we was at? Okay. You had, oh damn. Let me go back up here. Okay. You had the Moravian missionaries and the U.S. soldiers in the war 1812 who recounted life in Negro town. A particularly instructive example appears in the memoirs of Eliza Porter of Wisconsin. She and her husband Jeremiah, missionaries in Green Bay, cooperated with Native Americans on the Stockbridge Reservation east of Lake Winnebago, on Lake Winnebago, and aiding fugitive slaves making their way through eastern Wisconsin to Great Lake ports in the 1850s. On one occasion, detailed in Porter's memoir, they assisted a family of runaways from Missouri in avoiding slave catchers and bounty hunters said to be sneaking around the reservation. Okay, the Stockbridge helped their guests make their way to Green Bay and gain passage in the steamer Michigan, which carried them to freedom in Canada West, formerly upper Canada. All right, this shit here, we can go on and on for days, nigga. Okay, the motherfucking Underground Railroad is motherfucking slaves. The Underground Railroad was motherfucking Indian trails, and the people that was running away, nigga, from slavery, nigga, was Indians. They weren't no fucking Africans. Now, I'm not gonna mix it up in history because they did have some scattered African slaves up in there, okay? But it wasn't that motherfucking many, nigga. The majority, what took place over, the reason why they started bringing them, even when the Europeans started buying the caps of POWs from these Indian tribes, they would send them to the West Indies and different places where they had overpowered or took over these different plantations and resources in these other places, right? And so they was bringing in other motherfuckers that they was bringing in some African slaves. You know what I'm saying? Not that many though, but some niggas did end up over here. All right, and a lot of them niggas was Moors. Okay, a lot of them was Moors that ended up over here in the slave trade. We can go to the goddamn we can go into South Carolina. Okay, we can go into South Carolina, goddamn, in the Sundry Act, and you can see where Moors was brought over here, who was enslaved, nigga, and brought over here. All right, and through their relationship with they knew the relationship with the U.S., nigga. They had declassified them from the 1740 Negro Act, and they passed it out. So we go through the Sundry Act and see that. All right, now let's go down here. Hold on, I ain't done. I'm finna beat it in them real quick, and then we gonna move on to the next bill, right? Watch this heat I'm finna drop, right? For watch this heat I'm about to drop on this next one, okay? I could just end the fucking bill right now. I could just drop the mic and walk off right now, but I ain't. You know what, nigga? I'm gonna stand over the body. I'm gonna stand over the body right now, nigga. All right, let's go in here. Let's go in here. All right. Native American villages in the Midwest. Native American genealogist Don Green have found extensive evidence of African American ancestry among the Shawnee in the region. Okay. So they done found a genealogy, right? And which is gonna be my next build. Okay. Don Green have found extensive evidence of African American ancestry among the Shawnee. Okay, among the Shawnee Indians, who we just went through were a part of the motherfucking Underground Railroad and helping niggas get out, right? They also fought with the Union, and the Shawnee had a lot of homies down there with the Red Sticks and the Seminoles, nigga. They were going back and forth, nigga. They really served as the big homies in this new generation that came, nigga, in the late 1780s, homie, when a lot of these different mixed race chiefs and shit was coming. This was after the Tuscarora Wars, the Yamasee Wars and shit, and a lot of niggas got misplaced. You had a lot of land being taken in Kentucky, Tennessee, the Carolinas and shit, nigga, and shit was out of whack. The Shawnee really served as big homies, right? And they had some shit that took place, nigga, coming from the Seneca. Everybody wasn't perfect, homie. Them niggas did them dirty. You know what I'm saying? They did. But we gonna get this shit together. The Shawnee, they weren't perfect neither, nigga. They participated in getting down on some niggas too. All right, but let's walk through this shit real quick so I can get over here. One minute. Okay. As a case in point, Virginia fugitive who escaped across the Appalachian Mountains in Ohio country in 1774 was adopted by the Shawnee. He married a Shawnee woman named Sally and fathered children known in history as Sally. It say due to the differences in Sally, it say due to the Sally's son, Sally white son and Sally black son. Due to the differences in hue, the latter is still listed as Sally's black son on the rolls of the Shawnee migrants removed from the reservation at Wankanodo at the Kansas frontier in 1832. It say Native Americans, especially Ojibwa in the Great Lakes region, come from the large number of runaway slave settlements among them. Okay. Now you're going up here to the Ojibwa in the Great Lakes region, okay? And they said they had a large number of motherfucking runaway slaves. All right, these are examples in Indian County in the Midwest of Black Indians, where they get the labels Black Indians. Okay, they gave them these labels Black Indians, nigga. And it say these are examples from Indian country in the Midwest of what historians call labels Black Indians. Okay, Black Indians, nigga. The roles of Native Americans assisted freedom seekers in pre-Civil War Midwest, in the pre-Civil War Midwest. All right, let me get over here to this. 1722 on the date where the province of Maryland drafted the treaty questioning Indians and the runaway slave. The treaties read in the upper house of assembly stated another proposition I have to make to you Indians respect to runaway Negroes and slaves in a matter of importance which must greatly afflict the properties of people in these ports. If Indians be allowed to harbor our slaves as the Shawnee at the time do and protect them under the pretense of having set such slaves free, the gentleman will look upon a matter of great importance to the province several of our own Negroes and slaves having already run away to Indians and living amongst them, which is not time prevented, and be encouragement to greater numbers of them to do so. Okay, preceding acts of General Assembly, October 1720, 1723. Okay, this was in the state of Maryland. On November the 1st, 1722, the above message was read on the floor of General Assembly and passed and proposed. After the passage of this legislation, census takers in the 18th century visited Native American communities east of the Mississippi River, identifying, categorizing, and counting. When the census taker discovered Native American community harboring runaways, the tribes were threatened with the loss of tribal status. Listen to me, family. The tribes, when these niggas got caught, fucking around with their Underground Railroad, nigga, they were threatened with the loss of tribal status, the nullification of treaties, land claims, and trade agreements. Despite the sanctions, Native Americans remain allies, okay? Native Americans and African Americans remain allies. In addition to Damara's refuge, safe havens, Often recognized runaway camps included the Shawnee Oilfield Village on the Potomac River, an area 20 miles north of the mouth of Savannah River, and vicinity between New Orleans and the mouth of Mississippi River, next to Cohabe and the Ashpool Rivers of South Carolina, to Tuscarora, North Carolina, and encampment near Pamunkey River in Virginia. Shout out to Chris Brown. He said he a Pamunkey Indian, okay? Researching facts of Native Americans harboring fugitive African American slaves have been elusive study. Scholars have been challenged by the irrefutable accounts to sparse documentation, yet the story of the Seminoles of Florida provided insight into activities of the Nanticoke people in Delaware Peninsula, where many tribes emulated the white man's own chattel slaves. The Seminoles never did. From the beginning of American slavery, African Americans attempted to escape in the 17th century. Many African Americans in Carolinas, Alabama, and Georgia escaped to Florida and built settlements near Seminoles. The two people bonded and formed a close union based on a mutual hatred of slavery. Despite the U.S. government attempts to break up the union, the two people through intermarriage and friendship remained allies. The African Americans became known as the Black Seminoles. The term Seminole in Spanish and Cimarron, meaning runaway, the Indians of the Creek tribe, escaped from slavery and land encroachment in the British colonies. Okay, let's run that back. These Indians, it say the term Seminole in Spanish for Cimarron, meaning runaway. These Indians of the Creek tribe escaped from slavery encroachment in the British colonies. The first Seminole found refuge in Florida along the Suwannee and Appalachia rivers between the territory governed by Spain under Spanish policy. Slaves in Florida were never chattel. Okay, and so I broke it down on another one where a lot of these people out of the Lower Creek, right, which became the Red Sticks, who were direct allies with the Shawnee Indians, right? With direct allies with the Shawnee Indians, they later went into Florida and they started forming with what became Seminoles, right? And now I tell you all the time that the Creek Indians, there's no such thing as a Creek Indian in history. These were the Upper and Lower Yamasee. That's why you get Upper and Lower Creek, right? In history now they tell you Upper and Lower Creek because they tell you that because the Yamasee tribe is not federally recognized. You see what I'm saying? But the Creeks are, and this was after the contracts through after McGeary and them left, and then you had the contracts through the McIntosh, right? Who ended up marrying into the Kuwaiti Indians, nigga, the Kuwaiti Indians, right? His mama Sequoia was a powerful Indian, and she had rank or whatever. They had a lot of resources in, and his daddy, which was a trader, had a trade post and shit, ended up marrying her, right? He was from the Highlanders. Okay, he was a Scottish Highlander. They were slaves in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? And ended up getting the plug after the Revolutionary War. They fought alongside the British, and they were able to get a little land down there in Georgia. You feel me? Georgia, Alabama, and shit. They were able to through their relationship with the British or whatever, they were able to hustle with the Indians in that area, right? Married her, became sovereign, right? The baby became sovereign. Later, McIntosh ended up signing a treaty to Dancing Rabbit, right? 1825. All right, let me get over here real quick, man. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go on here real quick. How y'all feeling out there, man? I hope I ain't boring the shit out y'all, man. Hope I ain't boring the shit out y'all. What's up with it, Crystal? Come give my hug. How you feeling? Man, I want to wrap it up, y'all. I hope I ain't boring the shit out y'all. I got one more part of the bill to go through, goddamn. I got one more part of the bill to go through, goddamn. Bang the like button, bang the cash out. You know what I'm saying? Bang the like button, bang the goddamn cash out. Let me go through my history real quick, man. Damn, man, because I had some shit. All right, we finna take it. We finna relocate down here into Texas, goddamn. All right, before we go there, I'm gonna take you here, right? Before we go there, I'm gonna take you here, right? And so I told you I was going to talk to y'all about chattel slavery, right? How it happened and what happened, right? Now I told y'all through these treaties while we segue through the McIntosh part, right? He signed a treaty. This was a mixed race, and in 1787. Then you had 83, you had 86, 88, 91, and 94. Okay, you had all these years. Well, they went through a lot of different treaties. Okay, and in 83, they did the that's when Indians couldn't sell land anymore, right? They couldn't sell land anymore unless it was you had to buy from the U.S., right? Now Indians frequently befriended black Indians, especially fugitive slaves. In the 18th century, a black fugitive. Wait a minute. Damn, hold on. I just went through that. Okay. All right. All right. In the United States, the Indians decided to civilize the Indians that decided to civilize, right? And so when they talk about the civilized tribe, where they get the civilized from, is these are the people that went under the jurisdiction of the U.S. And those dates that I just named, those are dates that they went through treaties, went under the jurisdiction of them, right? And so that's where you get your five tribes and shit. Now, all of these people that signed from the five tribes were mixed race Indian chiefs. These were mixed race Indian chiefs, goddamn. What's up with the dark truth? I see you, family. You say you want some visual? What you want me to make a documentary on it? You want me to make a documentary on it or something? He say decided to civilize Indians, indoctrinating them with white values. This pressure continued after founding in 1824 of the Bureau Level Office of Indian Affairs. Okay, the founding in 1824. This is where this here started taking place. 1824, they founded the Bureau Level Office of Indian Affairs, most of whose agents were Southern and strongly pro-slavery. For instance, Elias Rector, superintendent of Southern Indian Affairs, believed that hold on. Indians owning slaves as civilized forest slaves, he thought, could teach them to cultivate soil and properly prepare and cook food. Now watch this shit, right? Listen to this, right? Superintendent of Southern Indian Affairs believed in Indians owning slaves as a civilizing force. Slaves, he thought, could teach them to cultivate the soil and properly prepare and cook their foods. Okay? So how the fuck you got an African cultivating soil? See, at this point, they're not even talking about Africans, right? When they use slaves, they just grouping it all in, right? They don't even you already conditioned. They don't even have to tell you that it's African or not. You feel me? They say slaves, you automatically go back to Africa with it, right? As if slavery didn't happen here. That's why I've been trying to beat it in you this whole bill about the Indian slavery. Moreover, agents fear that Indians might help runaways. On November 27, 1844, Agent Douglas H. Cooper wrote to the Indian Affairs Southern Superintendent warning, something must be done speedily to arrest the systematic efforts of missionaries to abolitionize the Indian country. Otherwise, we shall have great runaway harbor, a sort of Canada with the underground railroads leading to and through it, adjoining Arkansas and Texas. Okay, I see no way except secretly to induce the Choctaws, Cherokees, and Creeks to allow slaveholders to settle among their people and control the movement now going on to abolish slavery among them. That's deep. That's deeper than rap right there, all right? So now the fact that these Indian trails were being taken and these Indians were running the what will later come down in history as the Underground Railroad, where they were escaping through by Indian they were escaping through Indian trails, right? Indian trails, and they were getting to free land into Canada, right? Or into other different places where they can be free at, right? Now watch this here. And so as a result of that, missionaries to abolish the Indian country, otherwise we shall have great runaways in harbor, a sort of Canada with the underground railroads leading to and through it, adjoining Arkansas and Texas. I see no, he said, I see no way except secretly to induce Choctaws, Cherokees, and Creeks to allow slaveholders to settle among their people and control the movement now going on to abolish slaves. Okay, so now they're gonna come with them with a proposal. They need to put allow slavery for the Choctaw, Cherokee, Creek. They need them to accept this form of slavery, right? They're white folks. So that's why they always saying, they own slaves and all this shit. That's why niggas always telling you that. Pan-Africans love to run to that, right? Don't even know what happened, right? Because them niggas, they don't want the whole story. All right. Some Indians, especially in the South, accordingly adopted both racial prejudice and white economic ideas of property, whether of land of people. Motivated by both this prejudice and economic advantages, Indians recaptured black fugitives for whites. I want to run that back. Indians recaptured black fugitives for whites. Okay. Now, when they use it, blacks, these people no longer own land. Why? Because they have been ran out of the Carolinas, the Virginias, and now they are finding shelter down here. Some went to East Tennessee, some went to Ohio, some went into Florida, and into the southern states, right? And now they call black. All right, and let's deal with them. Economic president, Indians recaptured black fugitives white. I ain't gonna keep telling you niggas who did the shit. In exchange for either goods or the return of Indian slaves, okay, from their own nation. All right. Indians recaptured black fugitives for whites in exchange for either goods or the return of other Indian slaves of their own nation. Hey, we on fire today, goddamn. Okay? We on fire today, Krusty Legend. Motherfucker wants some news they can use, nigga. Bert say, here's the mic drop. The only people who knew how to work the fields and the soils on the fine lands for hundreds and hundreds of years are the natives of it. Bars, mic drop. You understand me? Mic drop in the real way. Bang the goddamn light bulb, bang the cash out. Don't just look at me. Now watch this here. Now, Indians changed for goods or return of other Indian slaves from their own nations. Okay? So they will go out and capture niggas and hand them over to the white boys for exchange of people that was enslaved through their own nation, through these other Indians who they going to go capture. All right? That's how this shit was working. All right, they quickly grasped and profited by greater work of capturing blacks and over capturing whites. For blacks having a market value could always be sold, whereas white captives might or might not be ransomed. Okay, so they were stealing white people too. They were stealing white people too. Listen to this. They quickly grasped the profit, capturing blacks over capturing whites. For blacks having market value could always be sold, whereas white captives might or might not be ransomed. By the end of the 18th century, Indians were raiding to capture black slaves and eventually even free blacks to sell. Okay, they were capturing black slaves and even free blacks to sell. As whites forced Indians to immigrate westward, more of them moved south, where they learned the status bestowed on owners of black slaves. Numbers of Indians, especially in the more settled or less nomad tribes of the South, also learned to use black slaves to do agricultural work, with hitherto assigned to Indian women by 1824. Okay, the Cherokee owned 1,277 black slaves by 1861. The Chickasaw laid claim to 5,000 during the 1820s and 30s. Indians were some of Georgia's biggest slaveholders. Later, Greenwood LaFleur. Y'all remember this whole ass nigga? A half-white Choctaw chief. Okay, I told y'all these were all mixed race. Not gonna keep telling you. I don't just be talking because I got a mouth. I know y'all be saying I ain't gonna know what you talking about because he freestyling, nigga. Okay? You don't know what you talking about. He freestyle, nigga. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. On 400 slaves by 1860, black slaves constituted 12.5% of the population in Indian Territory. Among larger slave holders who many musties, people of both white and Indian blood. Okay, among the larger slave owners were many musties, people of both white and Indian blood. They were mixed race, because in 1824 you had to marry into these black folks. They had to marry into us in order to get rights to the land, family. But it changed in 1825. 1 year after the 1 year after they built the motherfucking what was I? All right, fuck it. We can move on anyway, right? We can move on anyway. Let's move on over here. Let me hurry up and get y'all out of here, man. It's 11. It's 11 o'clock. All right, we're gonna go into Texas, right? Free blacks. I already told y'all what that free black shit meant, right? I'm finna drop a bomb on you niggas' ass. Share the video. I'm about to drop a bomb on you niggas' ass right now. Copper Skin King say you going in, typecast in the real way. Appreciate the love, family. Appreciate the love like a motherfucker. All right, let's walk this shit down real quick. Appreciate the love, Auntie Pam. Appreciate that love, Dog Tree, Harlem World in the building. Free blacks in Texas experience freedom. Hold on. Free blacks in Texas. I'm about to share my screen. Give me 2 seconds. Free blacks in Texas experience freedom under 4 different governments: those of Spain, Mexico, Republic of Texas, 28 states of union. Free blacks were never lost. Hold on. It jumped on me. Okay, let me get down here. All right, let me hurry up and get y'all out of here. Let me hurry and get y'all out of here. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling out there? Make sure y'all share the video, man. We got to get this. We got to get this information out there. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this information out there, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I be kicking too much fire. You know what I'm saying? All you contents in the goddamn Indian community, you niggas need to start sharing my shit, nigga. I'm over here dropping fireballs, nigga. We need to get this shit out to the goddamn people. You know what I'm saying? Especially all the niggas who be acting like they fuck with me. They see me in traffic, they be tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, what's happening? What's happening, nigga? Ain't no excuse why motherfuckers ain't getting this shit out, nigga. When I come through and drop some shit like this here, nigga, on some Indian shit, and we keeping it on some Indian bills and shit, man, y'all get this shit out to the people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the goddamn community got more people watch their shit than me. You know what I'm saying? It's only 2 reasons why a nigga wouldn't get this shit out. You know what I'm saying? There's only 2 reasons why a nigga wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, free blacks as the frontiersmen continue to immigrate to Texas seeking an opportunity for advancement of a better life. One such free black was William Goins, right? William Goins, who migrated to Texas from North Carolina in 1820s, but later became a prominent blacksmith near Nacogdoches. From 1835 to 1838, Goins would act as an interpreter for Sam Houston with the East Texas Indians. Okay, we're gonna circle this, right? Because again, you got a motherfucking black man coming out the Carolinas, nigga. 1820s, nigga, he came to Nacktown, nigga. Shout out to Nacktown. You understand me? When I was locked up, nigga. When I was locked up, nigga, a lot of people came out of there, out of Nacktown. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. All right, let's keep it pushing. And so he served, William Goins served as an interpreter for Sam Houston with the East Texas Indians, right? All right, and so we're gonna come over here. William Goins appears on the Cherokee muster rolls of the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. Let's get this shit out real quick. Let me share my screen so we can get the hell up out of here. We almost gone, family. We almost gone. Bang the goddamn like button. Support the channel, nigga. We almost gone. We almost gone. It's almost over. William Goins Jr. appears on the Cherokee muster rolls at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend, Alabama, March 27, 1814. It is no coincidence that he fought side by side with the Cherokees. As one of them, he fought under the command of Sam Houston and in the company of Major the Ridge. Okay, that was the Cherokee nigga out of the Ridge Boudinot fraction, right? That's them niggas that went up to New York and went through the missionary schools and shit. You had Whitey, you had Buck, and you had Whitey and them. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up fucking on the superintendent daughters and shit, and they got the whole shit closed down, right? That's why when they went back to Cherokee County, nigga, in Georgia, that's why we went back to Cherokee Territory in Georgia. They started building these schools and shit, right? But the European had sent them down there to in place, and they said, all right, y'all gonna be the leaders, right? But they passed a lot of legislation through them niggas and eventually got the Treaty of Ottawa signed through them where it ceded all of the lands and shit, right? And they got them prepared for the in 29 you get the gold rush down there, right? The 1829 gold rush, not the 1849. Before, a lot of niggas don't know, 20 years before there was a gold rush down there in the Virginias, motherfucking be Florida, Alabama, and Georgia, nigga. Yeah, and so the Ridge and them, and he fought alongside of these niggas and shit down there too, right? And all right, where we at? Okay, John Ross and enlisted man John Lowry. Sam Houston was wounded in battle, and his leg troubled him long after the battle in the Republic of Texas days. Goyen's kinship with the Cherokee people was an asset to the Republic of Texas. Therefore, he was appropriated choice when Sam Houston tapped him as an Indian agent. Both men had a vision of protecting the Cherokee Nation when Texas emerged as newly forged republic. All right. Mary Wiley Clark explains Goyen's key role between the Texas Cherokees and Sam Houston. All right. William Goins visited Bowes village after the chief had returned home and the Comanches threatened to kill Bowes. He had written a report to the President Houston. According to Goins, Bowes was absolutely loyal to President Houston and was worried because rumor had been circulated that he was forming a league of Indians to fight the Texans and was afraid Houston would believe it. The confidence he has you is unbated. He looks to you for everything, Goins reported. He concluded this letter by saying the Cherokee people were so happy to have Bowes back after the narrow escape from the Comanches. They celebrated for several days. Let me tell y'all something, homie. Nigga, this right here is so motherfucking important, nigga. This is so powerful, nigga. And me coming from Texas, homie, if you going through East Texas, nigga, that was the home of the Caddos, nigga, 1700. Them niggas ended up coming there pushing from the Carolinas, and they ended up over there, and they ended up overtaking the Caddos, the niggas that was in that area, right? And they ended up started mixing this shit, right? That's Mississippi culture, nigga. In East Texas, nigga, over there, we still cook the pigs. We still cook the hogs and shit underground, nigga. We still cook food underground and store food underground. If you having a family reunion or something out there and shit, still cook it under the ground. Rick Ross, his family, they out of Arp, Texas. They out of Arp, Texas, nigga. Tyler, Texas, all up in that area, right? Me and his nephew, his little cousin, real cool, right? Coming out of East Texas, little Crip nigga, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but shout out to the homie or whatever, man. They it fucked me up, you know. And he gonna tell you straight up, we Cherokees, nigga. We Cherokee Indian. Everybody out there, nigga, coming out of the area in East Texas, nigga, they gonna tell you they Cherokee Indians, nigga. It's called Cherokee County. I got family members buried in Cherokee County. You know what I'm saying? But watch this. This is so important, right? Because this dude, William Goins, nigga, he was the chief of these Cherokee. He the one who kept the peace between them, and he was the fucking interpreter. This nigga was black. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's walk this shit down, nigga. Let's go over here. DNA sets the history straight about Nacogdoches' historical figure. Let's deal with it, nigga. November the 12th, 2008. Nacogdoches, Texas. Cindy Goins, Holchester, is in Nacogdoches setting the record straight. She is the 5th generation niece of William Goins Jr., a prosperous innkeeper and friend of Sam Houston. The original spelling for the name was Goings in Moore County, North Carolina. He was never born a slave, okay? And so, nigga, they tried to come back and rewrite it in history and say the homie was born a slave. Why? Because they had to explain why he was a motherfucking black dude and he was that prominent, okay? So they say the nigga was a motherfucking former slave, okay? We finna deal with this shit because you just said we just came from the article Free Blacks. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it, okay? Rochester says, while pointing out the mistakes on a monument at Nacogdoches County Courthouse, historians known about those mistakes. Okay? Historians knew about the motherfucking mistake and they still wrote it. Okay? Just like they call you niggas Negroes and African Americans, nigga, and they know exactly who the fuck you are. All right? I'm gonna show you how they play with you, nigga. All right, let's walk this shit down. Let's walk this shit down. Rochester says, while pointing out the mistakes of the moment at Nacogdoches Courthouse, historians known about the mistakes. What isn't widely known is that the man whose portrait has been placed on a Afro-Nacogdochian wall isn't black at all, okay? So they call this nigga Afro-Nacogdochian, okay? So now he from Africa because he black. You see how this shit work? And so that's why all you niggas running around that hoe still thinking you black and you African, all right? And the whole fucking time, these folks know who you are. And so if they will lie to this nigga when it's so much proof, and this nigga was somebody who went all out for them, right? Who were very instrumental to them, who kept the peace and shit and kept niggas off their ass, nigga, and they still came back and did him a disservice in history, okay? And did him a disservice in history. And I always tell you, nigga, these folks don't like you because you black. They like you, nigga, because they were y'all were fighting. Y'all were beefing. Only thing is you don't remember, nigga, but they do. And every chance they get, nigga, they inflict all they will on your motherfucking ass, nigga. And you sitting around here thinking you from Africa, nigga, and the nigga don't like you because of the color of your skin. All right? We're going to deal with this shit. Let's deal with it. If we're going to deal with it, let's deal with it, nigga. What isn't known is that the man whose portrait has placed on the Afro-Nacogdochian wall isn't black at all. Y'all see that? He isn't black at all, okay? So this African Nacogdochian, African American, isn't black at all. We were really disappointed to find out we couldn't claim that proud heritage, reflected Hossa, who is white and taught to be proud of her African American heritage, right? And so it took from this white woman, she got some German in her or whatever. I guess that's where the name came from. But she brought out the fact that her ancestor, and y'all know that a lot of these white folks over there claiming to be Indian on these roads and shit, these Dawes roads and all of that shit there, they claiming to be Indian. How can they go back? Even Bill John Baker, the white boy, he's a chief in the Cherokee, right? But he come back, y'all heard, I'll play it right now, okay? The nigga came out and said that there's a lot of African Americans can trace their blood back to the same black chiefs that he can trace his blood back to, okay? And so a lot of these white folks running around here claiming Indian status on the Dawes Road, nigga, receiving all of these Indian benefits, nigga, off the back of your ancestor. She got in through this nigga William Goins, okay? This is her way in, nigga, to her sovereignty, nigga. No tax, nigga, Indian not taxed and all this type of shit, right? And it's a white woman. But she claiming her black heritage, nigga, so she can get her motherfucking benefits in this country. Meanwhile, his other motherfucking family members, nigga, are going under Afro, black and Negro, nigga. They don't even have no claim to the motherfucking land. Y'all see how this shit work? You see how it work? I told you I was finna fuck you niggas head up with this one. Hosha's dad got a DNA test not once, but 3 times. No African American matches, but a long of Native American, Cherokee, and Portuguese, okay? So they got Portuguese, white folk got Portuguese in them, but right now, nigga, what they're centered on is they Native American Cherokee blood, right? Why? Because it get them rights to the motherfucking land, okay? The research said, with the evidence from the family historical documents, our family tells historical documents that go back to 1764, and the DNA, we realize that all concur, and there's not really an argument against it, okay? They say, nigga, we got motherfucking Indian blood in us, nigga, and nigga, it ain't no argument against it, okay? Ain't no argument against it. Let me come over here real quick. Let me come up here. Okay. William Goins Jr. appeared on the Cherokee muster roll. Okay. They got him on the roll. They got him on the road, nigga. So guess what she could do? She could come in here and claim her motherfucking Indian heritage, nigga, and receive her motherfucking benefits. Meanwhile, his direct descendants, nigga, the black people, nigga, guess what? They Negro, African American, and colored around this whole nigga. All right? That's how this shit work. The white woman went and dug motherfucking wheel up, nigga. You understand me? Went and dug him up because she want her motherfucking benefits, nigga, because her grandparents, nigga, fuck one of William's black motherfucking relatives, nigga. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. With the evidence coming from the family historical document, she said, and there's really not an argument against it. I'm not even finna argue with you niggas, she said. Hosted is representing a lecture at Redbone Heritage Foundation and Conference. This is an organization fostering research of mixed heritages, sometimes referred to as Redbone. The group funded the DNA researchers Goins family. The 3-day conference gets underway Thursday at Nacogdoches Public Library. It will offer DNA testing to any Redbone member, okay? Hostess broke the news to about her uncle to Nacogdoches historian Dr. Franz Abernathy, an authority on local Texas history, when told Goins did not have any African-American or Negroid genetics. He looked perplexed and asked, none at all? Well, that is too bad. Years ago, Abernathy researched Goins and saved her uncle's grave and monuments from vandals. Okay, so some white boys tried to come in there and vandalize the motherfucking grave site. Abernathy said he was one with prodding from Sam Houston, who was able to keep the Indians in East Texas calmed down during the Texas Revolution. William Goins had a very close connection with Cherokees and maybe even a blood connection. This what the white boy said, who is a what they call him, a authority on local Texas history, okay? And then he gonna say maybe even a blood connection. Bitch, we got him over here, ho. We know he's a blood connection, all right? The nigga on the roads and everything. Bitch, we ain't got to do that, okay? Hoster writes that her uncle was a product of the American melting pot. Say this nigga a product of the American melting pot. Even today, he's providing a lesson on race relation. She shared, William Goins is still a champion of free person of color. And now they know bitch got her rights through him to be a Cherokee, to be sovereign to the land and get all the benefits. And she still come out and call this nigga a champion of free person of color, right? Which means she got her motherfucking benefits, but his black family out there in Nacogdoches in East Texas ain't get the motherfucking thing. They still thinking they came here from a boat of Africa, nigga. All right? That's how deep this shit is, nigga. She say free person of color or anyone who is discriminated or prejudiced against because of the color of their skin. An inspiration for a person of any color. Hey, homie, I'm not even gonna be humble about it. When I come out here and say the best that ever did it and got away with it, nigga, I mean that shit.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
You gonna do it, that's how it better be done. If it's gonna go down, that's how it better go down. Ain't no free person of color. Ain't no black. Ain't no Negro. Ain't no freedmen. These are people who lost the war, ended up getting their land ceded, and had to relocate. And they lost their status. Whether it was either helping motherfuckers through the Underground Railroad, which we proved was Indian trails, which was conducted by Indians. We proved that the Indian slave trade, nigga, was Indians enslaving each other. And the POWs ended up becoming slaves, which was sold to the European nations. We proved that Europeans, white boys was even getting enslaved, but a nigga could get more for the black people. Huh? The 5 civilized tribes, they had to get them to take in slaves, nigga. Why? Because they and them helping out in the Underground Railroad, nigga. Appreciate y'all time, man. Pulling up, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here with me. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm gonna stay humble and hungry for the motherfucking content, information to provide y'all with the best content that I can. Man, share the video, homie. Help the kid grow. You feel me? In the real way. Goddamn, man. Hey, y'all see how long I've been coming around here, man? Ain't nobody linked up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody came over here and told me to come team up with them on the build or nothing. I ain't on no team up with no bills or nothing, homie. I preach unity and positivity. You feel me? Cause I understand, nigga, that nigga, we ain't getting this shit by ourselves, nigga. And in order for us to get out, nigga, we ain't gonna be able to get out of it by ourselves. We would have been out. So unity is the key. In the real way, man. It's that big boy drip, watch your step, you might slip. You can choose lose and you can stay confused. Best that ever did it and got away with it. The legendary Big Chief Top Cat. That's my motherfucking time. I'm gone.